Gold isn't an option anymore for solo players. If you want to earn the most money possible, you have to focus on the white stuff, and we saw that in the previous video how to significantly increase your odds for at least getting one stash. But I also did mention briefly that you have a second option to not get one but two white stuff with a bit of traveling if you felt comfortable doing it. From the comments I read, some people were worried that this might not be possible because we would fail the elite bonus. Well, let's find out. To do this properly, we would still use the Nordock entry and the same meta from the previous video. If this is your first time on the channel, first of all welcome. This next part might look a bit confusing if you are not aware of the two players area, but I promise you will understand more later on. Also note that the meta video and this one are very basic. They are done to make people's life easier while earning the most money possible in a quite fast way and help especially the beginners who doesn't want to bother much with the mechanics of the heist and its accessories. Okay, now that we are in the two players area, you probably noticed by now that there is a second stash of white stuff behind me that I won't take for the purpose of this small study. So technically in a normal situation you would take both stashes and go to the drainage tunnel for your main loot. But right now we will just pretend that there is nothing else valuable here and neither in the entire North Dock. So where do we go next? Well, that's why it's still important to always check the airstrip and the hangar at the airport, even if it's the old meta, because you can still combine the airport and the North Dock together since they are very close to each other for not only one stash of white stuff, but now even more possibilities to have two. The North Dock almost guarantee you all the time at least one stash of white stuff, and I know, I'm sorry I have to repeat it again, but watch this video next to fully understand why. I just don't want to repeat it for another 3-4 minutes for the thousands of people who already watched the first video. I hope you understand. So when you scouted the island, if you spotted a white stash at the airstrip, this is what you should do next. Put the langfit at the exact same spot if you were going to the airport at the beginning of the heist. Now, if you are a beginner, this place might be annoying for you. You have a camera here, a guard patrolling here, another there, another camera here, and your secondary loot is in this hangar. So how do we do this? Don't worry, it's actually quite simple. Follow this path. Now, since we are not using any special accessories, just be sure before opening the gate with the cutting torch that this guard turn around so he can't hear you. In case you were not aware, this guard was bugged for several patches. He could basically always hear you opening the gate wherever he was. Technically it's supposed to be fixed, but since each DLC brings often bugs to this heist, like the red cameras we had on our minimap, I would wait for him to turn around just to play it safe if I were you. Okay, now we can head to the drainage tunnel. Yo, what the hell? Look at these two noobs working together to push my langfit for the coast. Okay, so now the drainage tunnel and the compound. I'm going to let you watch the path I take to reach the main loot and how I get out, so then I can explain few things, because we got to talk about number to see what's worth to do and what is not.
Well, judging from the lack of terrified screams, I will assume you made it through the uncharted tunnel and into the den of strung-out militiamen. Good. Things are going according to plan, huh? Now, let's see what he has for us in the vault this time. Watch out for Mr. Rubio's personal bodyguards. They patrol this area. They will know every soldier on the island. Then you cannot fool, no matter what you are wearing.
¿Felipe le dio las llaves?
No. ¿Me las tenía que dar? Lo vi hace poco.
Sí. Seguro se lo olvidó a ese pendejo.
Drainage pipe. You will need to look for another way out of there. Extra guards just arrived. Be careful. If you see anything you like on the way out, do not be shy. Help yourself.
You see, in the previous video I did this heist in around 10 minutes and I only went to the nut dock. I had one stash of white stuff and I filled the rest of the bag with the green stuff. The main loot was the ruby necklace, which is the same in this heist also. But here I got 2 white stashes and the safe in El Rubio's desk have almost the same amount of money as in the previous heist. So everything is basically the same, the only difference is the secondary loots. Also keep in mind that this is the difference between one green stash and one white stash in value. So how big the difference will be? Well, let's take a look at the results for this heist and make a quick analysis. First of all, this heist was done way under 15 minutes, even if I wasted around 35 seconds swimming to the long fin. So don't hesitate if you like to explore the island, just be sure to use scouted properly initially and have a plan. Second, if you are wondering how come there is such a low difference between both heists, because you saw earlier there is around 60k in value between the green stuff and the white stuff, well, it's because 2 stash of white stuff fill completely your bag, but not 1 green and 1 white stash. You still have some room left which allow you to gather even more secondary loot. So is it worth it to spend 1.5 minutes to get more loot when it's possible? That's up to you to decide, it all depends what kind of player you are. Personally, if I'm a beginner, I would use the nut dock meta from the previous video if there is at least 1 stash of white stuff in the 2-player area and fill it with whatever there is around it. But if you like to always get the maximum possible, do what I did in this video, or for more advanced player, always aim for 2 white stuff wherever they are on the island and finish your heist under 15 minutes. In conclusion, do what you feel is the most fun for you. It's not always about the money. I really appreciate the engagement everybody gave in the other video and I hope this one was as entertaining and useful. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Peace.